Good evening, this is Kuro. Got another game in my Sims. This is a tier 8 match. Um, Going over the matchmaking, we've got an enemy Lexington. No radar ships, it looks like. We do have a Lightning, which is something I don't really want to run into. Akatsuki and one other destroyer, I forget what it was. Not gonna go back and look. I don't think it's really of consequence during the match. Um, right off the bat, gonna talk about some of the changes that I've made to my controls to basically work around this, CV meta. And one of the big things I did, I streamlined my controls with. I don't use the shift key to zoom in. I actually use my mouse. Um, so I switched. Um, Actually turning my AA on and off to the shift key, and then I'm using the space bar to actually act as the focus for the manual focuser of your AA. And this, I think this is actually my Benson captain. Uh, this is, let's see, this will be my base build with basically superintendent and manual AA and adrenaline rush. Now I see this Pensacola up here. I go on ahead, I lay smoke. I'm gonna get clocked right here by this Mogami. And yeah, that's Mogami life right there. That guy played a Japanese cruiser correctly. Basically, straight, you know, staying concealed, just looking to just hammer a destroyer, and that's exactly what he did. And this quick, I'm starting to lose a little bit of hit points, a lot of it, but still in the fight. Focusing my AA, want to try to help out my allies. Got a lightning that pops up. And again, I mean, this is a Sims. These people are all shooting at me. It's not the end of the world. I tried to stay in the cap, but it's just not gonna happen. Did I actually leave there? I thought I did. Maybe it was I got reset. But I'm looking at the mini map, and you've got a Mogami that's a fast cruiser, a Dunkirk that's a fast battleship. They could easily be pushing this flank. We have no spotting, no nothing. So I'm just going to leave the cap because we need vision here. We have to have it. If these guys push up, we're pretty much done. So was just driving out there to see, what I could see. The Akatsuki had left the cap, so I'm just going to circle back around. My Pensacola is still using the smoke that I left them. Hoping it's serving him well. But it's going to be running out here in a little bit. There's the Mogami, and now he's doing what I thought that he might, trying to push this flank, and that's a real nasty threat for us destroyers for obvious reasons. This guy's really able to punish destroyers heavily. It's, this guy being spotted for our battleships, it's critical that we get him killed. You can't have, a Japanese cruiser just laying there right next to a cap because, they can practically two-shot destroyers. Trying to tell this Tirpitz, get out. There's too much going on here for this guy to sit and just try to tank all of that. too many times I see battleships, you know, push in like that, and it doesn't do them any good. Sitting here just trying to make sure we get this cap. I'm thinking about dumping torps in here. I think there might be a destroyer. Somebody's gonna come in this vicinity. This Dunkirk may try to push up. My team's starting to fall back. That's why I think this guy might start pushing. Just throwing some torps out. Now I'm kiting out, so I feel fairly safe, you know, starting to engage this guy. I want to kind of harass him. I don't want this guy to be able to cap for free. This isn't a destroyer that I really want to pick a fight with, though, just because he's a tier 8 DD. He's got a lot of gun power, and he also has a bunch of support. He does smoke up, however, and that drops me off detection. And I'm just gonna spin around. I don't want these guys to have the cap. My team's kind of regrouped. Most of the guys are pushing up or look like they're being at least partially aggressive. So I do have smoke available, so I'm just gonna set it, step right into the cap. I'm expecting it to get detected any minute, and there's the lightning. He goes on ahead, bails out of the cap.
Torpedoes, direct front. Torpedoes to port.
And here I'm just looking to dodge torps. Now, this is kind of a critical moment in the engagement. This guy has a lot more hit points than me, but his gun configuration. He's, you know, his stern is directly away from me. He's only got 33% of his DPM, whereas I can shoot with pretty much all my DPM right back at him. And that creates, you know, really good situations where you can trade effectively against targets that are forced into this position. So I'm happy to take this fight. And now he's starting to turn. That's going to make him a little easier to hit. Now he's back to 33% DPM. I just smoke up. I'm using my Kagero to spot for me. He should be smoking up. But this is going to be the end of him. I don't know if he didn't have premium smoke or what was going on. But, yep. That was a really important kill. I used a lot of hit points getting that kill. But now the enemy team's only down to 1 DD. Now here, I'm being patient. I'm just using this smoke screen. I know the enemy's got to push this. They've already lost ACAP completely. They still have a lot of strong forces here. So I'm just looking to, you know, put in some damage, work these ships down, and, you know, just do my thing. Like I talked about in the short-range torp video, using, this smoke screen to provide that concealment to get in to actually use full range and be able to go to work on targets. Trying to get this kill on this Dunkirk, just dropping HE shells in on his superstructure. My fire does burn him down. Just immediately switching targets to the Massachusetts. I did hold one set of torps back because I thought there might be a chance that my torps might miss. This Massachusetts is pushing up. It looks like he's trying to ram this Nelson. They're close enough. I don't want to shoot. And I'm just looking. I'm just biding my time. I see the Nelsons turning north. So that opens up the avenue just for my torps. Going ahead, load some AP. And bam. It doesn't get much cleaner than that. Now at this stage of the game, the CV is going to start trying to focus this side of the flank. And, you know, this is one of the parts where Sims is actually pretty strong. Apparently that click didn't register the first go around. So I do recommend when you're working on your AA controls, double check it, because it seems like it's buggy as hell, where a lot of times it will not register clicks. It won't do what you expect it to do. I shut my AA off earlier. I'm trying to bring my defensive fire back online quicker. I'm not shooting down planes, so why not start the cooldown? At this point, I'm just trying to hunt any sort of additional damage, additional plane kills, anything that, you know, helps my team. Focusing targets, or focusing the planes. Torp planes are no threat really to this destroyer, so just let them deal with my DPM on my AA all the way down. I spot the Lexington. I'm just trying to stay close enough to this Nelson that I can help him out with AA. Potentially he can help me out with AA. And again, this fast, we're 13 seconds. You know, my defensive fire is going to be back up. Here comes next set of rocket planes. I've got 2 seconds to defensive fire, and that's why you want to shut your AA off early, reset your defensive fire as early as possible, simply because you want to have that back online as much as possible. I'm turning right here just to keep the those rocket planes within my my focused field of fire, and they've got the next planes coming out. Really, I think what I should be doing here, I should be kiting back. There's only a partial squad. You know, kiting back, I think that I might have been able to shoot down 1 or 2 more planes. But, you know, CV ends up getting me. But at this point, the game's long over. So we're ending this game, 62,000 damage, 3 kills, 22 planes shot down. And this is a good representation of just solid Sims play. I did have the mistake earlier in the match. That did cost me a bit. If I didn't take that hit for over half my HP, I could have really played a lot more aggressive and probably cranked out another 15-20k on top of this. But you know, these things happen, and it's how you recover from those types of situations that will actually make you a good destroyer player when you're handed, you know, some sort of adversity that you didn't expect. What you do with it after the fact is it means a lot. So just checking out some of the rewards and stuff that I finished. Honestly, these things just get done. I don't even really look at them too closely. Looking at the team score, 2.5 base XP with the USS Savastar. If you want to grind XP, Sims is the way to go. It is absolutely nuts what this ship will crank out for XP. You know, damage-wise, you know, not that spectacular. The lightning will help because it's a tier 8 to my tier 7. As well as the Massachusetts, thinking about it. They reworked the XP rewards so you get a lot more XP rewards for shooting higher tier ships. Again, just with the Zulu flag, you know, 550,000 credits, and you know, decent chunk of XP, free XP, and Elite Commander XP. This is just a really good ship. It's one of the best bang for the bucks. When it was on sale in the premium shop, I highly recommend this ship. If you get it, especially if you can get a sale, this ship is basically a U.S. destroyer player's dream. I love this ship. It's my favorite U.S. premium destroyer. I've got Kid and all that. Sims is where it's at. That's where I have fun. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night.